What is
Hi.
what is going on, YouTube? I am your host, Leon Godstill, here with Manticore, Lisa,
Hi.
Cave Dweller, aka Demented, and the great Jordan Owen. How you guys are?
Word.
Hi,
A
Jordan.
round
Great.
of applause, please.
I do
Yes.
want. Okay, so something I do want to say real quick. Something happened in the last stream you and I were in. I did not flash you guys. I just want to get that out of the way.
What?
Ooh la la, when did this happen?
Okay, so
I
okay.
wasn't here.
No,
You
this
just
was
watched
on a
this?
different. This was on the anti SJW Circle Jerk stream that
Oh.
Charming and I are in, and I was trying to show off my shirt, but apparently because my camera had a lot of lag, people thought both him and Mitch thought I had flashed my tits at the camera. I just wanted to go ahead and get that out of the way. That never happened.
Sure.
Let me do it again. What?
To be fair, considering the group that I used to spend more time around, I mean, at one point, you know, just out of the shower in a skirt, and Rin's like, Lisa, answer the fucking door. And I was basically forced to answer the door topless.
Oh.
Hi, we're
What?
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh man.
Cover your eyes,
That
Timmy.
happened.
Cover your eyes, Timmy, as they walk backwards.
Yes. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Run!
Well,
Yeah.
no, it was just like, stop, glance. Hi. Hi, Jordan. Is there a reason you're wearing nothing but a skirt? Rin. She busy? Nah, come in. Just waiting on you. I'm gonna go throw a shirt on.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
we have some stories, man. We have
Oh
some.
yeah.
Oh, shit.
What did I miss?
Yeah.
Oh,
Were you
Bollocks.
there the night that we got back from that one party and the drug dealer that followed us, or did I just tell you about it?
I was not there.
Okay, yeah. So basically, long story short, I was shit-faced drunk, and I kept getting woken up by someone every 15 minutes and moved to different rooms. I don't know. But apparently, I drunkenly mentioned you while I was half asleep, going, "Hey, is Vern here yet?" or something like that. Because I think you were supposed to be coming over because there was a gig the next day. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah,
Like I said, we have some stories.
I was trying to minimize my presence around Ren, and Woody was always very happy to get with Ren because for some reason he was madly in love with her at first sight. I have no idea why, but he also couldn't figure out why we started calling him Ishmael. So you know.
Oh, what was it? The way you worded it was he met me first, and yet he went for Java.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, seriously, that's not the way it went.
Yeah, you get this like the door is answered by this cute little pixie with huge tits, and he sees Ren and is like,
I'm the
"This
pixie with
is
huge
what
tits."
does it for me."
Okay.
No, okay, he can tell you. When I say I'm short, I'm pretty short. I'm 5'3". Hang on, let me find that picture. Actually, there's a picture.
Wait. I'm converting what is 5'3" to the metric system because I'm from Santiago, please.
Oh.
So I can't do the mental conversion. How short you are? Oh Jesus, I'm so mean.
No, I do have a picture of me and Jordan. You can see how short I am. Funny enough, actually, that's how Charming realized who I was. He saw that picture. He's like, "Oh, hey, it's Jordan." Oh, wait. Oh, it's Miss Shadowpaint. Holy crap.
Oh.
She's short.
Bollocks!
No, he literally said to me the first time he saw that picture, "God damn, you're short." Like, oh, fuck you too.
161? Really?
Here it is. I'll post the
Hi, honey.
I'll post the URL if someone wants to show it. But if someone wants to full
Okay,
screen.
yeah,
But,
Lisa can't. I'll do it.
Wow.
yeah,
Okay,
my old computer died.
Mhm.
So that pic
Yeah.
that I was working on, that Jordan, you actually commented on, it was Aerith that I was doing for Front Station. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do that all over again because my computer died. There's
Let me
Okay.
ask you.
Oh, there we go. Give me
Let
a
me
second
ask you
here.
something, Lisa. Actually, I noticed you got some of the hard-tipped stylus pens.
Yes.
How do you like those? Yeah.
I actually like them. They're,
Good.
well, mine came with the tablet, so.
Okay. Because
I
I've been
have
trying to
graphics, so.
paint. I've been trying to paint with these soft-tipped ones like this, and this one, the tip is so soft that if I do a straight line across the screen, I get a little bit of ink over here and a little over here, and nothing else. You know.
Okay, who's else is in this image? Dang.
That's
What's
yeah, that's
Oh,
Sage Gerard from A
bollocks.
Voice for Men over there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah.
How tall
now
are you,
you guys
Jordan?
see how, yeah.
I'm
How tall
6'2". I'm 6'2". I'm
okay.
leaning down in that picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the reason why.
He's kind
I
of
mean,
crouching
that
a
would
little
be.
bit.
I mean, that would be usually my height compared to someone that's 5'3", and I'm 6'0".
Yeah, that's him crouching down. He's actually a lot taller, but yeah, you can see how
Well-
short my ass is.
Well, what I like about that picture is I look like a bath from Behemoth. So you know.
You know that promo video we made actually spurned a meme. The whole
Really?
you staring down at my
Oh,
tits
the
thing.
staring down your shirt. Yeah.
You don't know how many people I saw get a screenshot of that. And had
Why are you
like
holding
at
up your
one-
calculator?
No, this is my height, actually.
Oh, okay. Oh, so
I'm
you're
six,
6 foot.
I'm
Yeah.
6 foot
You're
tall,
just over
yeah.
6 foot then.
Yeah, I'm.
Cool.
185 on the metrical
Fuck the
system,
metric
6 foot. Yeah. Hey!
I got my weight down. I've gotten my weight down to 235 recently.
Nice.
So
Lucky
from
bastard.
301.
Yeah, I know you said you were
I'm
trying
still
to eat
at.
healthier
I'm
for that.
still at. Yeah, I've been exercising as well. I've been weightlifting again, and apparently your weight goes freaking up if you weightlift.
Yeah, it does. It goes up. That's why I'm
Yes,
actually.
your
I want to
muscle
get.
mass. I'm built that. Yeah, it takes a lot
Yeah.
of work to do muscle exercising.
Yeah, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna get down. Earlier last year, I started weightlifting in earnest, and I started getting my muscles back. But it just looked weird because all it looked like was that my upper torso was fat now too. You know, so I need to. I'm trying to get underweight a little bit. You know, I'm trying to get down to like 225 maybe, and then I can start lifting and keep the weight down.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So.
Just a standard heavyweight, so yeah.
stop
Oh,
sharing.
streamception.
Yeah, screenception's done.
That
All right.
happens.
So there's been some recent going-ons with you, Jordan Owens. Would you like
Yes.
to care to elaborate on the whole situation?
Some recent goings on. I think that's pretty much my day-to-day existence. Well, so to further elaborate what's been going on, for the last 6 months, I have been working on in the background as I finished my previous documentary, and I have been developing the concept for a Sierra documentary, Sierra Online, the legendary game design company that, Sierra basically, to put it simply, as I was describing it to a non-gamer friend of mine the other day, Sierra is to adventure gaming what Black Sabbath is to heavy metal.
Oh yes, I
Yeah.
remember
Just in case,
Sierra when I was a boy.
if you remember the Game Awards from 2014, they gave the Icon Year Award for Sierra. Just to remember.
Yeah, they sure did, and that was amazing because Roberta Williams he seems to be kind of like the J.D. Salinger of gaming, so she normally doesn't do interviews or anything, and so that was actually a
humble. Yeah, I like those guys. I never met him before because I'm from the 90s, but I know him and. Learning that the history that they basically made adventure games for the PC or for the Commodore 64 or whatever the hell they do, it's very interesting because I like this root kind of thing of documentaries or stories.
I don't think we would
I
have
appreciate
adventure. I don't think we'd have the adventure games we have today if it wasn't for Sierra, because they literally set the bar for what you were supposed to do in an adventure game.
Exactly. Well, so many of the things that we take for granted, a point-and-click interface was something they conceived of as a way to streamline the text-based entry process. You know, it was because the whole thing was originally, you know, if you wanted to so, you know, to use the Homestar Runner example, if you wanted to get ye flask, you had to type get ye flask, and you know, it would say you get ye flask, or say you can't get ye flask, and you have to sit there and wonder why you can't get ye flask. But anyway, it's you know, you would do that, and so they came up with the icon system to streamline that process. Like, we just have an icon that carries the meaning of get this that you click on, and all of this seems very standard and traditional for game design now. But they pioneered that stuff, man. You know, and they revolutionized the gaming industry. There was a time when they had a 28% market share of the computer gaming and interactive media industry. You know, 28 cents of every dollar was going to Sierra. That's how dominant they were in the industry. And they did something utterly incredible, and they touched people's lives in an unbelievable way. And that's one of the things I wanted to start doing in the movie. Is I wanted to tell the stories not just of Sierra Online and of the developers, but also the people that were touched by those games. I had a gentleman contact me recently telling me that, you know, unfortunately he spent most of his life in a wheelchair, and and there's King's Quest. You know, that he spent most of his life in a wheelchair, and the Sierra games gave him adventures that he could not have himself, you know, out in the world.
Now, see, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
that's beautiful right there.
That game right there. That's what. That right there is what Sierra is. I mean, yes, it's in low resolution, but that's just
just to make justice, I want to make justice to this picture, because personally talking, if a new gamer watches this, is just like, what the fuck is that? It looks ugly. It looks like it was made on paint, and independent of that, it was the 80s at the time. So I want to make justice, because we didn't have Photoshop. Well, you didn't have Photoshop or any program designed to do basic stuff like castles, the bridge, the flags.
Take note to everybody here. Take note to everybody. Wait a second. Hold that thought. Take note to everybody here. This right here was a time before Wolfenstein 3D and Doom ever came out. So this is what computer games used to look like. And they were
this is the period from the Atari 5200 era.
Computer desktop computer game. Yeah. And and you can show Leon. You could show them some examples of games through the Sierra games through time. Like show them some Space Quest 4, Space Quest 5,
Space Quest PACE. T4. I'll do Space Quest 4. I think this is Space Quest 4 right here.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
There we go. View image. That's Space Quest 4 right there. I mean, they're not in that big of resolution. I mean, back then.
But what happened? Look, at that time it was what?
That's Space
240.
Oh, that's the remake. They're doing a remake of VGA remake of Space Quest 3, which looks really good. An independent company is,
but this is what computer games look like back then. These are and Sierra, this was advanced for the time of the 80s.
Raise your hand if you're feeling kind of old right now.
I am.
Yeah. Well, because that's the thing.
I put in their site, for example, because it looks amazing. Look, the recent picture. Wow, astonishing.
But this is just how the games used to look like back then. This is just, I'm not sure which one's Space Quest. I haven't really.
Those are all Space Quest. That's Space Quest 5.
Been a long. this has been a long time since download Space Quest for everything. But yeah, this is what they look like and the stuff. And I think that's like the largest you could have ever gotten with resolution, if that, back in those days. This was like the timing before the standard depth was even at.
Yeah.
This is before the 480 era.
Yeah, this is way before 480 era. So what you guys are looking at right here is just how big the games were. I mean, it was mostly like this right here. So, but that was Space Quest for the most part, and Sierra basically set the standard for adventure games. It wasn't about the graphics or anything like that. It was about the story.
Yeah, and the graphics became amazing. Were amazing for the time and got even better over time. They made beautiful games, and and for me, they touched a lot of people's lives, and it's kind of like I'm going to do because of the recent fallout, which we'll talk about in a minute, but Mundane Matt has prompted everybody who loved Sierra back in the day to make a video and put it on YouTube talking about what Sierra made to them to kind of protest the Coles blackballing my movie. And then I'll get to that in a minute. But it's kind of like I can remember, like, one day I was playing Space Quest 4, and there's the scene where you take a tank of nitrous oxide and throw it in the mouth of the sea slug to kill it. And it was the day I finally figured out how you do that, and I got to the Galaxy Galleria, which is the next section, and I looked over, and on my finger I had right here like a really gross infection of some kind. I had to go get it drained, go to the urgent care and get it drained. And so I did that. And I was a little boy. I was like, I think like 8 years old. Yeah, I was 8 years old at the time. And I went and did that, and it hurt. No, this hand. I'm sorry, this middle finger. And it hurt and everything. And because I was such a good boy and didn't cry and didn't fuss and didn't complain, my folks bought me a new video game, or offered to buy me a new video game. So of course I went straight to Micro Center and got a box set of the first 3 Sierra Space Quest games. So that's the devotion.
Yeah.
And it's similar things. Like one time I was in about fourth. Yeah, I was in 4th grade. No, it was 5th grade. Excuse me. It's like, what year did Jurassic Park come out? 93. Yeah. So I've been in 5th grade. My dog bit a hole through my hand, and you can still see the two scars right there. And the same situation, it was like I was such a good boy in the emergency room, and unbelievably, like they, as the doctors are trying to treat me, they kept sending in like child psychologist type people to interrogate me because they thought maybe my parents had done it to me.
I heard this story, actually. No, I heard the story when right after you guys were comparing you and Ty were comparing battle scars, and he had told you about how he got impaled by a tree, and you were telling the story as a reply.
Yeah.
Jordan,
what?
Kevin Logan just mentioned you.
Oh, great.
Oh, hi, Potato Head.
Oh, Kevin, what? Jordan always saying using more sexist language. You fucking cunt.
Jordan Owen's tears are delicious or some shit. I just saw his tweet. I'm like,
Kevin Logan.
Yeah, Potato Man.
Kevin Logan. The only thing that the nicest thing I can say about Kevin Logan is that he is a complete fucking moron. Because this is the guy who actually made a response video to Thunderfoot and said, "What's your matter, Thunderfoot? You mad about your daddy?" You saw
Oh my
his Thunderfoot's dad had just died, and he's teasing him about it. That motherfucker had better be a drooling fucking moron that does not understand the breadth and width of what he is saying. Because otherwise, if he is a fully functioning human being that does not need a caretaker with a drool rag handy 24 hours a day, then he is a complete piece of shit scumbag And
Well, he lives by himself. He lives by himself
okay.
with a cat.
yeah,
Hey,
Kevin,
oh God, the cat. No.
if you're hearing this, Jenny McDermott is never going to fuck you, okay?
No. He's after.
And this is why I love you, Jordan.
And
No,
this is
I-
the sad life of
no.
Kevin Logan.
What got me?
Wow.
One of the things that got me was, I mean,
We're
Kevin
getting
Logan,
hot here.
Kevin,
I'm hoping
actually-
Jenny McDermott will put on a strap on and fuck me in my boy pussy.
Oh my God. No, what got me
Sexist
was
cunt.
Kevin Logan was saying something about how Charming Man's mom should have gotten an abortion or some shit like that. I was like, wow.
He looks like God. He looks like the walnut piece from Plants vs. Zombies.
And like I said before,
God,
I was thinking,
yes.
the sad life of Kevin Logan.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I love that. I love that my video, The Curious Case of Kevin Logan, is now like the most popular response video to Kevin ever.
Yeah, but Charlie's are getting up there too now, so you have some competition from the other side of the pond.
But talking about what we're talking about with Sierra. Oh yeah, well I was talking about with the story getting a whole bit through my hand, and my parents were.
Yeah, sorry to derail the conversation. Go ahead.
It happens.
Yeah, my parents were again so pleased with me for being a good boy that I got another game, and I know this sounds like it's a very regular occurrence, but these are things that happen like years apart, so I wasn't that spoiled. But yeah, and then I got and from that I got a box set that I believe had it had goblins in it, and it had Conquest of the Longbow and Hoyle's Book of Games, as I recall, and or was that the one that had the Incredible Machine? I'm trying. I got a lot of compilations, to kind of hit, as many birds with one stone as I could. I got wise to how this worked. Yeah. So these games were like milestones in people's lives, and they were so important at everything. And so I wanted to tell the story of Sierra Online, and what happened was, I set out is an all new group of people, except for two. I brought both of my animators from the Sarkeesian Effect. I brought my animators on for this new project because I was very pleased with their work. And then for the remainder of or for the rest of it, I got all new people to work with, and I started putting together a very carefully constructed pitch video. I got in touch with Al Lowe and flew up to Seattle to interview him in October, and he gave an absolutely
What?
Is that you, Jordan?
no.
Not me.
Yeah, he gave an absolutely amazing interview. And it was awesome. I was sitting there with the biggest fucking grin on my face. I mean, I was, talking to one of my heroes, and he was such a cool dude and such an amazing guy. And his house is amazing. It's like I got out of there. It's this like sprawling mansion. I don't say that lightly. And I said to I looked over at my assistant and said, "You think maybe working for Sierra back in the day was profitable, and or being a game designer for Sierra?" And is amazing. Just being there and talking with him, and we got amazing footage, and it was filmed beautifully and recorded. The audio was recorded beautifully, and I had people there that helped make sure I got a really good shot and really framed it up nicely. And then I spent the next 2 months working on an absolutely beautiful, if I may say so myself, meticulously crafted pitch video. And it was to show that I now had the technical acumen to make a quality documentary that was lacking in the Sarkeesian Effect. And
Sorry.
Yeah, no comment. But anyway, the technical aspect of it that was lacking in the Sarkeesian Effect was now gone, and people were, surprised. And I'm not saying I'm like I can, I'm not saying I can do the cinematography of, Michael Bay or
Oh, thank
Ridley
God.
Scott. Well, you know what I mean. Like, I'm not saying I can do a big, epic, lavish presentation like that.
No, let me just say like
I
this.
gotta
All
give you
you
shit,
need.
Jordan.
Let me just say
Yeah.
like this to Michael Bay. All you need is a bunch of C4, and that's all you need to make a bunch
Basically.
of film.
Oh, and Megan Fox.
Oh yeah, Megan Fox. Yes.
Well, there are technical aspects to his films that are very impressive. The acting, the storytelling is not that is
Yeah.
deeply subpar,
Okay.
but visually, I mean, there's a reason those movies do well in the theaters. I mean, they he knows how to make a visually appealing piece, not necessarily a good story, but it's kind of like in the South Park episode where they're hiring Michael Bay as a story consultant, and he says, "Okay, what you do is you have some stuff go." But anyway, what I'm saying is it's not like I'm a master filmmaker or anything, but I learned enough to produce something decent and something that people will like, and something that won't get lost in the, people won't get lost picking apart the technical shortcomings of it. And also because there have been previous failed attempts to make a Sierra documentary. The most recent and most nearly successful of those failed attempts was one made by a guy named Luke Yost, and I looked at the video footage he shot online. He shot that he's put online, and just went through with like a fine-tooth comb, making sure that I had not done any of the things that he had done. Like, I mean, there's a shot in there where Roberta Williams is being interviewed basically at this angle, and things like that. And so I made it a point never to do, not to do anything like that. And my screenshot of Al Lowe, or my shot of Al Lowe, is very nicely color balanced. It follows the rule of thirds. Nobody's really able to complain about it from a technical standpoint. And as one person who saw it said, "You're back on the horse and riding fast." So I thought that was good. This is what I need. And it was, when it went up, it generated so much positive response. It was wonderful. It was just great. And people started donating. The money started coming in, and then Corey Cole, we had confirmed the Coles who created Quest for Glory, and we had confirmed Ken and Roberta Williams, and we had a guy that was a close associate of the two guys from Andromeda, and Jim Walls, who was going to be able to get us them. So it looked like all the pieces, we had leads on getting Jane Jensen, so all the pieces were falling into place. And then the day after the thing goes live, Corey Cole posts this very hateful, vitriolic post on the Sierra Gamers page where he says, Laurie and I will not be appearing in this. And he said Jordan Owen has opinions which I consider to be as bad as, I'm not exaggerating, he said this, as bad as rape, slavery, and genocide.
Yeah, no, I saw the post. He legit said
What the
that.
fuck?
Yeah,
I wanted to punch him.
Because I don't like Anita Sarkeesian. He said that the Sarkeesian effect, based on watching the trailer, based on watching a 1-minute trailer for the Sarkeesian. Yeah, he watched a 1-minute trailer.
He didn't see the whole movie.
Yeah, he watched a 1-minute trailer for the Sarkeesian effect and said that the movie advocates positions that are as bad as rape, slavery, and genocide. Never mind that rape, slavery, and genocide are all things that are decried in the narrative of that movie. But yeah, he wouldn't even watch the goddamn movie, and
He felt it was too important to watch the full thing. Like,
Apparently.
I saw a 1-minute trailer, like, you know what I mean. Never mind.
Yeah, there's 200. There's a 1-minute trailer. There's about 139 more minutes of the movie that he hasn't seen that might fill in the gaps. But he basically he is part of the Church of Sarkeesian, and he went on talking about how great she is, and he said that because of the Sarkeesian effect, he believes that he says he is sure that my movie is actually going to be some kind of like anti-Sierra hit piece, like I'm going to interview everybody and twist their words to make them look bad, and all of this. And after that, you go look on the Sierra Gamers
Accusing
forum.
you of basically being Michael Moore.
Yeah, they're accusing me of being like I'm going to run some kind of scam or something like that, or con or something. And so there is all of the misinformation that they're espousing comes from a specific journalist that was linked in the post in some of the posts that decried what I did, and all this misinformation comes from one specific person. So I am looking at what my options are for dealing with that person, because this is now actionable defamation that has seriously undercut my business, undercut my personal income, and damaged my reputation probably irreversibly. So
Okay.
I'm not talking.
Chat.
Do what?
Anyone notice that?
Mitch is in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Okay.
actually about to reply to him. I never told you Kevin Logan was here. I told you Kevin Logan was trying to get his attention.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, that was on
there's
Twitter,
no.
right?
But if you don't want to talk about the whole thing about the defamation thing, you can keep that quiet if you need to.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's as much as I can say about it right now, and I'm just looking into what my options are at this point, and and so that's how it stands. But Corey is just misinformed is all, and so this misinformation did not start with him. But anyway, I've pointed out, it's amazing. I pointed out people are saying you are never going to do a documentary. You are going to take the money and run. And I said, look, it's like, look, you fucking idiot. If I took the money and ran, I would be opening myself up to a class action lawsuit from the backers and federal charges for felony wire fraud. You think it's possible to just take $60,000 from people on the internet and disappear, especially when
Others have done it.
Yeah, well, when your credit card information with your home address and everything else is right there for the police to come find you. I mean, it's the most. And what I said, my response was, I said, look, you're doing this in the defense of Anita Sarkeesian, who in almost 4 years has never finished her crowdfunded project that was crowdfunded to 25 times what she asked for. So don't
She
fucking.
loves to put out there all the time.
Yeah.
And you know what? There's just one thing I have to say though. He did this on Indiegogo. You have to, when you put something on Indiegogo, you have to basically complete the project or give the money back. That's basically how it is on Indiegogo. And if you wanted to be like Phil, run away with the Kickstarter money fish. He would have done it on Kickstarter, not Indiegogo.
Yeah. Well, and see, the thing is, like, they said, why did you use flexible funding on Indiegogo? Which flexible funding is if you get however much of the money you raise, even if you don't meet your goal. Well, my reason for doing that was so that I could start filming and then come back, start filming, and then when the money ran out, come back and say, okay, here's what we've accomplished. If you'd like to see more, we're doing a second stage of the fundraiser now. That was my purpose for that, and then people say, oh, well, that was shady. And it's like, no, there's nothing shady about it. That's my reason for doing it. If you don't believe me, fuck you, or fine, or whatever. But the very idea that, you would, when I have completed my crowdfunding projects and delivered on them, and these people have the gall to suggest that I, who have a track record of delivering on my projects, would not deliver, while Sarkeesian, who has no track record of finishing her crowdfunded projects in years, who now has, Sarkeesian. Look, the thing about Sarkeesian, in her project, it's been 3 years now. The statute of limitations on a class action lawsuit has expired. So. Basically, you notice how years go by, and now she's quietly trying to step out from the limelight. A lot of that has to do with, having a certified sex offender, I'm sure, be her live stream moderator. But she's quietly stepping out of the limelight. She's quietly stepping out of the limelight now, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's like she ran out the clock on that project that she obviously has no interest in finishing, and now she can quietly fade away, and it's like, so you're going to, this person this person who has been, who has lied repeatedly about her project, about the facts of her project, who, when a backer, Leo Pirate, went to her asking for a refund, she was very rude and dismissive. This person who has a donation button on her site that is just a black hole right into her PayPal account. You're going to, this person, but most importantly, this person who has shit on Sierra Games and has shit on Quest for Glory, the series designed by the Coles. They're defending her against somebody who has Sierra Gaming in his fucking blood. You want to see? I mean, I'll show you something.
Yeah, he's pretty passionate about this. If you guys can't tell.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
look at
share
this.
it.
If you let me have an opinion,
Hold on a second.
very
Hold on.
embarrassing. If you let me, it's very embarrassing. It's very shameful that a very professional work.
Yep, that's a Sierra floppy. That's
I'm
what, and
professional.
This isn't just.
Oh God, it's a floppy disk. Oh,
I know.
fuck.
I have no reason to hold on to these except that they are artifacts from a childhood that I look back on very fondly. And you want to look at something? This is a Sierra Network startup disc. I mean, my God, this is about as obscure as you can get. And it's, I mean, and here's Space Quest 4,
Wow.
256 color Space Quest 4.
Do you
Holy
even have?
shit.
Do you even have a? Do you even have a way to play those anymore?
Of course he does.
No, I mean, I have the games.
But you used to.
I got the games online, but through good old games, so I can play them that way. But reading these discs, no, I'm just holding on to them, and it's for. And I'll show you how far.
I wonder how much they're worth.
I do want to say for any of the younger ones that are watching this and have no idea what the hell that was.
that's a floppy disk.
Yeah, that is what you call a floppy disk. We had those before we had USB and discs.
And there's like two types of floppy disks. There's like the old school floppy disks like that, and there was this one that they made in the 90s.
Yeah.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to have a smoke and try and forget about how old I fucking am.
Well, incidentally, this is my first game I ever owned. Frogger. For the CRS-80 Model 3. Look at that shit right there. And look who made it. Sega!
Yeah, before they, that was back when Sega used to be.
It was back when Memorex was a thing.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And your propaganda is supposed to be sexual harassment and genocide. Fuck. It's too embarrassing.
And this is what I said. This is what I said to Chris Cole in my message was to him, and when I was talking about how how much this means to me. I said, look, I keep saying Chris Cole, Corey Cole. I was like, look, Mr. Cole, you telling me this, it's like having Walt Disney call me an asshole, or Don Bluth, or Charles Schultz, or Dr. Seuss call me an asshole. One of the people who made my childhood magical is telling me what a piece of shit I am and how I'm not trustworthy based on nothing. He has got that.
Never meet your heroes. The old saying, "Never be your hero." True.
I know, and it's like one of the things he said he had a problem with was that I used the term social justice warrior as an epithet. It is a fucking epithet. My God. But it's like he thinks somehow, I mean, that he is in the Church of Sarkeesian, where it's like, if you have a bad opinion of Anita Sarkeesian, then you are the most bottom tier, flatline, horrible person that can possibly exist. And it's kind of like Devin Ferrasi tweeted out the other day that if you watch Jessica Jones, the new Netflix series Jessica Jones, and you don't like it, you're a misogynist. And it's like, okay, first of all, yeah, it's like, okay, first of all, Devin, change misogynist to faggot, and you have basically basically it reveals the junior high mentality he's operating on. But anyway, it's like, I just tweeted, okay, well, I'm not going to watch it. And it's that mentality. It's like, you don't like this show I like, so you're a misogynist.
Oh, it's like what this reminds me of is the pathetic console wars that we just had. That's been going on ever since the
No,
beginning.
this is worse.
No, it's
This
just like that.
is
It's
worse
just
because
no, but that's a small taste of what the console wars are. A small taste of what we're doing right now. It's like you're bad because you don't have an Xbox or a Sega or whatever the hell it was, whatever time it was when whatever
Nintendo,
consoles popped up.
Sega, then
Yes,
PlayStation,
Microsoft,
Nintendo,
Sony.
then Xbox with PlayStation, and
Yeah, all that
the
stuff.
generation
All
to
that
generation
shit.
goes on.
Okay, all right, Lisa, you're back.
How
now.
disgusting.
Yeah. To be honest, I mean, as long as I've known Jordan, he's always been, or at least tried to be on time with things. Even if it means that he, has to forego sleep in some cases. I texted him one day, how, with the Sarkeesian effect, he was doing the last little bit of editing. Lisa, I haven't slept in like 2 days. What? What are you doing?
Somebody,
Editing.
I'm looking at Kevin Logan's
Oh God.
I'm looking at Kevin Logan's stream here or page here. It says this one guy says you are quite literally the most hateful, thick as pig shit cunt in Britain.
Oh!
Okay, send me the link to that. I know someone who's long to see that shit.
Okay, it's the link is on Kevin Logan's Twitter. It's the first thing that comes up.
Fucking.
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
You know
Potato Man. That's fucking song. Thanks, Aldous, for making a song that gets stuck in my head for days on fucking end, motherfucker.
But what we're seeing with this year is the whole Sarkeesian Kool-Aid drinking thing. It's starting to die. A lot of people are jumping ship from the Sarkeesians. Yes.
Well, I mean, even a lot of her biggest supporters were pretty, upset by the fact that she had a convicted pedophile that was, moderating her chat.
Yeah.
Moderating a chat where she apparently has fans that are little girls, and this is a guy that goes around talking about what he wants to do to little girls. This is not just that. This is a guy who is not only a convicted sex offender, he's a guy who gets on his bicycle and goes bicycling past elementary schools with a video camera going, "Uh-oh, I'm doing what I'm not supposed to do."
Yeah, dude, I saw Leo Pirate's video and I'm like, what the fuck?
Fuck off. Please.
Yeah.
Creepy as hell.
I mean, it's just
How
the point
disgusting.
where-
Please. I'm not trying to be conservative, but come on, come the fuck on.
No, you're not being conservative. You're being a decent fucking human being. If you're outraged at that good, that means that there's,
Oh my god! I'm looking at Kevin's things.
What did
Fucking
he do?
laughing witch. Fucking
Oh,
laughing witch.
my
Fucking
God.
laughing witch.
She says, quote, he said that my opinions about Sarkeesian are as bad as advocating rape, slavery, and genocide. And she says, that goes for all these assholes who have turned terrorizing her into a cottage industry.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, yeah.
I answer?
Hang on. That is coming from a woman who, while talking about how desperately she needed money, was turning around and donating money to Jenny McDermott during her little recent scam.
Jenny
got
McDermott got fired for that.
Yep.
Who's the name of that person? Can you
Laughing
can you
Witch.
tell me?
Laughing
Can you tell me
Witch.
who has the Twitter?
Laughing. Oh, shut
Yeah,
up for a second.
whoever the hell.
Hunter.
Yeah, guys, hang on.
I
guys.
wanna
Hunter's- I
that
do
man.
want to remind real quick, Hunter is still pretty new to this whole thing. The only reason I think he really found out about it as much as he knows is because I was doing a Sunday stream. He's like, hey, you got room for one more? I'm like, yeah, sure. And we're talking about all this, and he's just like, the hell are you guys talking about? So, I mean, he's still learning a lot of this. So, yes. Anyway, Laughing Witch.
Her name is Laughing
I want to
Witch.
say something very little.
Yes.
You don't know me. I don't know you. I'm talking to you. Don't talk shit about me. Nevermore.
Wait, what?
Or else, no, I'm talking to the person.
Oh.
Because for what I understand, they are talking shit about us. But either way, they are talking about shit about Jordan. I don't fucking care.
Here's the thing, dude. Okay,
I wanna say something but real quick. I wanna finish with this.
What do you say?
You don't know me. I don't know you. I'm not your fucking enemy. Just take in consideration that. Okay?
No, here's the thing, though. They don't care. I mean, this woman was part of this huge letter writing campaign to get Thunderfoot fired from his job just because he doesn't like Anita Sarkeesian.
And it
Not just
backfired
that, she
beautifully.
spearheaded it. She was in charge of it.
Yeah, she actually showed her real name and then wanted to say that we doxed her. Like, no, moron, you doxed yourself.
Some people lack self-awareness, Lisa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
oh,
then
trust me, Jenny McDermott has taught me that. I mean,
but you know what? Jenny McDermott got her ass handed to her by getting fired from her job because she tried scamming, because she was getting con artist.
no, I mean, Jordan, I don't know if you heard about this. She posted her IP address on Twitter, not once.
No, I know the whole story. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I want to hang on. I want to screen share right quick because I want to show you something. Let me show you something. Look at this. Kevin Logan's Patreon. Motherfucker has a Patreon, and get this: if you pledge $10 or more a month, I will pwn the shit out of a person of your choice.
Wait a minute, wait. $10 million per? Is this motherfucker serious?
No,
Yes.
I don't think so. Well, he says, I will build a death laser on the moon, so I don't think he's actually serious.
$10 million. You know what? If I was this evil supervillain, I would pay him.
Now, but more than that, hang on.
I will remember him. I will remember him. Just saying.
More
Right
than
on,
that,
buddy.
though. More than
That's
that, I want to point something out. These are the motherfuckers that were trying to get my Patreon shut down because they thought making the Sarkeesian effect was harassment. And this motherfucker right here is for $10 a month. He will pwn the shit out of a person of your choice. So you're paying him to come come pester somebody, and then hey, you can take me off the thing.
You know what? You know what?
Yeah.
I would love to pay him $10 a month just to make him an ass, just for him to make an ass out of himself.
Yeah.
Dude, we don't need to pay him. He does that anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but this, yeah. So how is this? I mean, this. How is this not a violation of the Patreon terms of service? You know.
Hypocrisy, double standards, like
Let me-
whatever.
Let me explain one quick little thing here, because I just, realized I didn't tell Hunter the whole story about Laughing Witch. So, after that whole thing with Thunderfoot, well, he made a reply video, and, he just kind of showed the Yelp page for the business that her and her husband ran. That's all he did. I mean, he was showing information that she herself was putting out there and was publicly available.
Motherfucker showed a naked picture of a certain someone who we call Owl. Okay?
Oh.
Literally. I have seen the stream with Armored Skeptic and Shoot debunking his video, and lo and behold, there's an image of a certain someone naked.
Well,
Now,
yeah,
now,
I
hold
think
on.
most of us have seen those. But the whole thing I'm talking about with Laughing Witch, though.
All right, go ahead.
So, after that whole thing, some of Thunderfoot's fans kind of went and started leaving negative reviews. Now, I don't condone all of that going on. Granted, in Thunderfoot's defense, he did not say go after them. People went and did that of their own free will. Even if he said don't go after them, some of them probably would have just for the
Now,
wolf.
see, it's reverse psychology by him telling. Never mind.
No. Okay, here's the thing, though. Okay, so after all of that, they started, her and her little husband, which, by God, I'm surprised I saw the voting for the Mangina of the Year 2015 awards, and I was surprised that her husband was so low on the vote list. But then again, good old Steve is number one, as he should be. So I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say congratulations go out to Steve. Congratulations for winning the Mangina of the Year award of 2015. Hopefully you can outdo yourself this year because, God, you amuse me to no end. Anyway, back on topic. So, after all of that, she started trying to say that, her and her husband started trying to say that, because of all of this, we're losing money. And then they started a fundraiser to try to, apparently it's for all those poor, employees or what, some bullshit like that. I don't buy it for a second, and no one really does. But so after all of that, she finally made a little apology video, but no one bought it. And then Agent of Doubt actually figured out that I think it was a month or two before she had started her fundraiser that she had kind of gone to court and she owed the same amount of money that she was asking for in her fundraiser. Keep in mind, all of this happened in the course of 3 weeks.
Oh my god.
She also publicly, went to the local media and basically shamed him. Now, the thing is, they were also writing his employer
Yeah,
saying
I
that
did see that.
Yeah,
that video.
he was a Nazi sympathizer. Here's the thing, though. Where he currently lives, that will not only get you fired, that will get you arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't be a Nazi sympathizer in that part of Europe where, that just gets to my head. It's like, ugh.
Just because he disagrees with them.
You know what? I don't call her laughing witch. I call her laughing bitch because she basically.
So does everyone else.
Well,
it's
the
true,
thing is, though, bringing it back around to the Sierra thing, because I'm probably gonna have to go in a few minutes.
Okay,
but
go right ahead.
Bringing it back around to the Sierra thing, what's happened is people in the Sierra Gamers Forum actually started telling me, saying, it's not too late, Jordan. You can still change your ways and save your. And they're literally telling me that the project the project's basically being held hostage. That if I will recant all of my positions about Anita Sarkeesian and apologize for being a misogynist, then the project could happen.
How is this not a religion?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Repent!
Yeah, I mean, but that's what blows my mind, that they're fucking holding the project hostage. It's like they seriously
that
think.
has nothing to do with them.
Yeah, and the project. What's funny is this one asshole came to me and said, "You're not capable of making an apolitical video. Everything you make is political. Everything every video you make," he said, "this is proof you can't make an apolitical video." Like, dude, go watch the pitch video for my Sierra movie. It's completely apolitical, and the movie would have been completely apolitical. So
You also do several music videos.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, my cover of, I did a cover of Purple Haze. I did a cover of Paranoid by Black Sabbath. I mean, there's nothing political in those, and it is really just that's what amazes me is, I mean, the minute the Sierra Gamers Facebook page used to be something really wonderful and really inclusive and something where everybody could get together and talk about their shared love of Sierra games, and the minute Corey Cole went in there and spewed this diatribe against me, all of the social justice sleepers were activated. And now the battle lines have been drawn in that group as well. And the thing is, what's amazing is this is the Sarkeesian effect personified. They're really
proving your point.
Yeah, this is exactly what it is. That this is the effect. This is a dramatic performance of the effect she has on people. That somehow you have. I mean, it's almost like some kind of Stockholm syndrome, where the Coles. She comes and shits on the Coles. She included Quest for Glory 2 in her game, her women as background decoration trope video, the one that's the most incendiary of all, where she says that just the fact that these games exist is furthering violence against women and attitudes of rape culture and all of this shit. She shits all over the Coles, and they will defend her to the ends of the earth. And what really pisses me off is they are now, I don't want to come at them, but I'm just so pissed off by this, I'm going to say it. They created 5 games, 5 amazing, beautiful games, where the main character is this blue-eyed, blonde-haired, white male poster child of the Aryan race. Like, it could not be a more white character if you wanted, white male character if you tried. And now, all these years later, they're working on a new game that apparently is going to still have the same thing. I looked into it about as much as Corey Cole looked into me, and it looks like it's going to have exactly the same thing in it. And this guy, this guy's going to now come lecture everybody else about diversity in video games. It's like, you put your work on the line. Don't sit around and tell everybody else what they have to do. I mean, it's no surprise he's voting for Bernie Sanders. But it's like, don't tell everybody else what they have to do. Put your work on the line. You take the initiative and create a character that is diverse. You create a character that is what Anita Sarkeesian would approve of, what Anita Ron Hubbard would, give you credit for.
I gotta remember that one. I gotta remember that one.
Brilliant.
And yeah, I mean, it's like this idea, that's what's so insulting, and it's like a Stockholm syndrome thing where you have an abuse victim who is siding with their abuser when they side with Anita Sarkeesian, and that is, I mean, that's what blows my mind. And basically, I was told, people on the inside have told me, they said, look, without the Coles on board for the project, no one else is going to talk to you. It's the old Sierra crowd. It's a far too interconnected group, and so if one of them drops out, they all go. And the thing is, there have been previous attempts. This is, I believe, the 4th attempt to make a Sierra documentary, and it got killed the day after the crowdfunding went live for a totally petty, stupid, ill-informed reason. This is why we can't have nice things. This bullshit. I mean, this complete bullshit reason to kill a project, so it's like, when we talked to Ken Williams, we contacted Ken Williams, and he was like, well, the other attempts have failed, what makes you think this one will happen? And we listed all of the, I listed all of the reasons that I could think of that the project could fail, and addressed and made answered how we corrected all of them, and then we condensed that down into something bite-sized and sent it to him, and he agreed to be a part of it. It never occurred to me that this project would get killed from the inside out by some, and it's like, by someone who, for some paranoid reason that has no basis in reality, somehow convinced himself that I was conspiring against him to make him look bad in some way, or twist him and mistreat him. And I said, look, I will sign a document with you. I will sign a legally binding document. You can have your lawyer draw it up, or I can have my lawyer draw it up, but we can, or they can draw it up together. I will sign a legally binding document with you that says this movie will not come out unless I have confirmation in writing that you are happy with how you are portrayed, and you are happy with how Sierra is portrayed. And that has been communicated to him, but he's never responded about it.
I'm sorry, but to me it sounds like
Fuck off!
People are afraid of getting their feelings hurt.
Basically.
No,
That's about the gist of it.
And you know what? If they don't want a documentary about the
Oh,
film,
hello, Teacup.
Yeah,
Hello, Teacup.
Hi.
If I am with this face, it's because I'm pretty disgusted.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I mean, that's basically where it's at, and it is, what I'm going to do is, I don't, there's really no way to salvage the project now, so I'm going to post I'm going to, edit together the Al Lowe footage into a little kind of extended interview featurette, so we just get, the parts of the Al Lowe interview that would have been used in the movie, get all of that, put it together so it can be like a little thing of what might have been, and then, and Al Lowe had some great stories in that interview. He talked about, these are two examples that I've been using to tell the story. He talked about going to Walt Disney Studios, and there was, because they had contracted with Sierra to make a Dark Cauldron video game, and so and so he had gone, it's out there. I mean, you can get the Dark Cauldron game, and it's and so he goes, I think it's actually on his website, I'm not sure, but he goes to, they fly him down to the Walt Disney Studios, and they sit him in a room and show him the Black Cauldron, excuse me. They show him the Black Cauldron, and he, this beautiful screen, this beautiful images come up, and sometimes it's just an animatic, sometimes it's just storyboard, sometimes it's a completed part of the movie that looks beautiful. But he sits there and watches everything they've got and makes notes on the story and what to do and everything. And then after it's finished, he said, "Well, do you have any backgrounds that you're done with that you don't need anymore?" So that I can take those and use them as reference images for the game. And they said, sure. So they take him down into this like basement room, this big warehouse, and it's dark in there, and they just say, hang on, I'll be right back. And he's leaning against the wall, puts his hand on the wall, and he feels something, and he looks over, and
I'd be creeped out.
Well, yeah, but no, here, listen. He puts his hand on the wall, he looks over and feels something against the wall, and he is touching storyboards from the original Snow White.
Oh my god!
I know, and it's like, and the storyboards and the animatics and everything for all the classic Disney movies, and it's just pinned to the wall, going across one wall, across the next one, and over here, and terminating with the Black Cauldron over here are all of the storyboards and animatics that they've been doing, and for every Disney movie. So Fantasia and everything that had been done up until that point, and Pinocchio and Peter Pan. And
that includes Lion King and Cinderella.
They hadn't gotten there yet. I mean, this was long before Lion King. It's probably about 15 years before Lion King. But yeah, but the same idea, like everything in sequence had just been getting nailed up for all the major Disney movies, and they weren't even thinking about how meaningful all this stuff is. It was just like boom, 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 next thing, boom, 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 and for years they've been doing this, and then the person comes in with this bag, this like paper bag full of background graphics for Black Cauldron, and just goes, here you go, take what you need, and that story.
Wow.
Yeah, that story, that's the kind of thing we wanted to tell about these amazing stories about these games getting made. And later on, later in the interview, another great thing he said, he gave me so many good sound bites. Like, another great thing he said was when we were talking about, if you know the Leisure Suit Larry series, after Sierra was basically shut down by their what was now their parent company, after the buyout, the core design team was shut down and let go. So years later, a new team was brought in to try to do a new Leisure Suit Larry game, and it was called Leisure Suit Larry Magna Cum Laude, and it was
I heard about that, yeah.
Absolutely terrible game. I mean, it was kind of cute if you didn't know what it was based on.
Wasn't that an Xbox game? Isn't that that time?
Yeah, it's the one that's the one that was on Xbox and PS2 and all that. So I asked Al Lowe what he thought of that, to tell me what it was like seeing that, and he said the perfect thing. He said it was like watching your son's hostage video, where you're like,
wow.
Yeah, you're like, thank God he's alive, but look what they've done to him, And that was like perfect, and it was.
Isn't that a bit extreme? I mean,
no,
it's not.
No, it's not at all.
I'm gonna try to find a. Give me a second here, guys. I'm gonna try to find a clip of that game that's not that will get my channel flagged.
Well, no, I've played the game.
Guys, show them. Show them first the original Leisure Suit Larry, something from the original Leisure Suit Larry, so they can see the magic of the original game, and then show them Magna Cum Laude. I mean,
here's the thing, Demented. Okay, when you have, and this is coming from an artist as well, when you have a piece that you have worked so hard on, you have put your blood, sweat, and tears, you have given hours, days, weeks, months, sometimes years of your life to turn around and have someone take that and completely ruin it.
Yeah.
That is the perfect representation. What the analogy he just made is actually being mild.
That right there is Leisure Suit Larry, everybody. That right there.
That's right. No, look, I meant nothing by it, okay? Because I'm an artist myself. I write. Whatever. I was just. Never mind.
So what's the new one called again? What was that recent one called?
Suit Larry?
Yeah, there's another
Magna
one.
Cum Laude.
I've actually played that one. Me and my sister used to play that.
You played that game with your sister?
She wanted to play it.
Oh my god!
The game where you're trying. the game where you're trying to get girls passed out drunk so you can fuck them. You play that with your sister.
There you guys go, right there.
Hey, he was teaching her how to stay safe, how to avoid problems.
Oh,
But,
God.
there's a censored thing right there. So
Yeah.
I mean, this is what the new one just looked like. This game right here is what he meant by watching your child's hostage.
I will. God damn it! I will admit, that mini game where you have to maneuver that little sperm or whatever it was, kind of annoying.
You're not even actually in charge of the dialogue. You're just manipulating a little sperm through a tunnel. Well, through obviously what it is, but the only funny part in Magna Cum Laude is there's a scene where they do a parody of Summer Nights from Greece. Tell me more, tell me more.
Oh,
They do it.
But
They do a parody of that, and it's lesbian nights, and it's like college life turned her into a dyke. Oh, lesbian.
Oh God.
And
Because
that was the only funny thing in that game. The rest of it was complete crap.
If I remember correctly, the only reason that came was because Larry turned the librarian, who was it, the dean's daughter, into a lesbian by having her fuck like a teddy bear.
Yeah. Yeah, he puts a strap on her teddy bear. And, yeah.
Wow.
How does that turn anyone into a lesbian? I mean, unless it was so traumatic for her that I don't know. Never mind. I'm trying to analyze.
You're trying to analyze a very crappy game from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Before you
But
go,
the thing is, huh?
I was going to say, while we're on the topic of questionable things, does this mean that you're going to have more time to work on that BDSM documentary you and I have been talking about doing?
Well, I'll tell you what, I would love to do it. I'm currently considering my options for future documentaries. And the thing is, because there's so much going on behind the scenes, I mean, this has been such a sucker punch for me that it's gonna. See, the thing is, it's like I know now all of the time that I put in to create a great crowdfunding movie campaign, and it got immediately shot to shit over nothing. I'm going to have to seriously
unprofessional
reconsider how I do.
opinion, because
Yeah.
you're being very professional with your work, and I don't care if someone has to say the opposite. That's fine, but
Yeah.
facts are facts, and you're
Yeah.
being very professional, and I'm very disappointed to the point of being speechless. You're a
Thank
great
you.
person, man. I respect
Yeah.
you for the sacrifice that you are making with your work, and
Thank you.
sadly, not anyone can appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah, Jordan's awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And whenever it comes time for me to express gratitude, I kind of go into like game show host mode of, oh, thank you very much. But
Yes, he does. It's so funny to see in person.
I know, but I don't know. I kind of worry that I don't sound sincere enough. But sincerely, thank you. That means so much to me. And the best thing I can tell you to do and tell anybody to do is, make your voice known, make a video talking about how pissed off you are about how this happened, and if you have happy memories with Sierra, tell those and talk about why you wanted to see this documentary get made and why you think I should have been, should have done the documentary and all of that. So that's the best I can do. As far as I know, the project's dead in the water. So I've had like, seriously, today alone, 5 people have messaged me saying, "Hey man, I think I could try to get through to Corey Cole. What do you think I should say to him?" And I've just every time I've been like, "Dude, if you want to try it, fine. I don't know, but because different people have tried different things. One guy that works with a guy that works with some of the other Sierra people talked to Corey for about 30 minutes a couple days ago, and he said Corey basically came to Corey's basic response was, well, Jordan's movie could probably be kind of good, or could be good, I guess. Lori and I just don't want to be a part of
Kind
it.
of good,
And-
really?
Yeah, and the thing is, what he doesn't get, he doesn't understand that it's not, maybe he does or maybe he doesn't, but he doesn't seem to understand the damage that he's done with that statement. That it's not just, if he had come to me and said, privately and said, hey man, sorry to say this, but I don't want to be associated with your project. I don't like your political views, that kind of thing. And let it go at that. I would have said absolutely fine. I would have quietly taken his name off the bill, and in the movie it would have just said the Coles declined to be interviewed for this documentary. To talk about the Quest for Glory games, I would have gotten somebody else who worked on the games, some other programmer or something like that, to report or to speak about them so that we could cover them in the game, and that would have been it. That would have been all there was to it, and I could have completely covered for it. But no, I don't think he understands that what he's doing, what he did was completely sabotage the project, because it was. I mean, he doesn't understand. I don't think he understands that once you say, I'm not going to be a part of this. It's very suspicious. I think this guy's scum. Whatever. That sows just irreversible seeds of discontent in people's minds.
Yeah, and the fact that he said that your words were equivalent to rape, that is a pretty fucking serious thing to say.
Rape, slavery, and genocide. It's like I think Anita Sarkeesian is full. I think Anita Sarkeesian is full of shit, and people should not listen to her, and they should know what scumbag she is. Okay, great. I said that. That's apparently as bad as the classic photo from Vietnam of the girl running down the street covered in burning gasoline.
No, that's about the equivalent of what my ex did to me, and you saw how that affected me a few years back.
Your ex?
Matt, yeah, the one that put me in the hospital, that motherfucker, the one that I had to talk you out of killing.
Yeah, you didn't. You didn't have to talk me out of killing anybody, I don't think.
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
Well, it was you and Jay, but so anyways.
Well, no,
yeah,
dude, I've never. I have. Let's be very clear.
You never met Matt, but you heard us talk about him a bit. But anyway, I mean, my point is, you saw.
Well, no, Lisa. I was never planning. I have never suggested that I was going to kill anybody. I think you're speaking hyperbolically.
Yes.
Well, maybe I am. Maybe it was someone else. But I do remember I told you about what happened, and you were pretty upset by it.
Yeah, I might have been upset about something. That doesn't mean I was planning to kill. You had to stop killing somebody.
Sorry,
Right.
my mistake.
Jordan just wants to make sure there aren't any sound clips that can be used against him in the future. That's all.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Sorry about that.
There are people who will. I know you're speaking hyperbolically. That you just meant what I don't remember who you're talking about, but but no, I have never. You have never had to stop me from killing somebody.
No, you don't.
That's very.
It might have been figure of speech or something.
It was a figure of speech at best.
Don't worry about it. Just drop the whole situation. I can try to.
Hey, Jordan, I noticed you have Jumanji back there. Did you get trapped in the game? Did you make your way out?
It feels that way sometimes. Really. It's kind of a fun game. The problem is it's unbelievably hard. Like most times, I've had friends come over and play it from time to time. Most of the time, we never finish the game, because it's this thing where if after a certain point, it'll like kill off everybody in the game, and so it's almost impossible to finish.
Challenge accepted. We need to hang out again anyway.
Oh, let's do that. Yeah,
Yeah, I did want to say real quick, I know I've been kind of joking around and trolling a bit. I wasn't joking about the BDSM documentary. We've been talking and planning that out since July of last year.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I'm going to have to. What I have to do basically is take a step. I have to take a step back and think about something I can accomplish, a documentary I can accomplish on a very, very small amount of money, something that I could put aside myself. And I have an idea for that. The BDSM documentary would be too complicated to do that. But I have to. Let me finish. I have to find something like that will prove filmmaking acumen, so that the Sarkeesian effect is not the only thing sitting in my repertoire. And and that way people won't get on people won't get on message boards and go, even though I just watched the pitch video for Jordan Owen's latest movie, which is infinitely better than the Sarkeesian effect. Now that I am aware of the Sarkeesian effect, I am going to be a complete fucking moron and pretend that the new movie will be as bad visually as the old movie, even though the footage from the new movie that I have just seen is infinitely better, because I am a snooty little bitch on the internet.
Wow, that was
just
such an accurate depiction of.
Yeah, and just to the trolls
people
out there, that's how you sound in my head when I read your comments. Okay, so when you think you're brilliant, you think you're brilliant, you sound like a European version of the comic book store guy from The Simpsons with Down syndrome.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that was good.
Oh my god. So I'm not surprised at this point. There's very little Jordan can say at this point that'll surprise me.
So I don't mean to get too nosy, but out of curiosity, when we're talking about small scale, are you talking about like a feature that maybe only has one or two individuals? Or
Well, I'm thinking about something that something. I have to just basically cut out all my expenses, so I'd have to find something I can do here in Atlanta or the greater Atlanta area, so there's no travel. Because the main thing was, I was going to need $30,000 minimum just to do the travel for the principal photography in the Sierra movie, and so something where there's no travel expenses, and I can also something where I can rent, the proper lighting equipment at a good rate. I do have that showcase here in town; it's really good for that, and I can rent all the right equipment. And something where the people I'm interviewing don't have some kind of legacy that they're trying to protect, that kind of thing, that they're just, folks that want to sit and chat. And something that has nothing to do with video games, because, quite frankly, the well is too poisoned right now for me to do anything about video games, even though I would like to do my long-term goal, if this had worked, my idea was to be like the Sam Dunn of video game documentaries, where like Sam Dunn makes heavy metal documentaries. I was thinking I could set up my brand to do video game documentaries, and I was thinking like the next great one to do would be id Software, and you do a LucasArts documentary. There are all these great companies you could be doing these things, and really start to contribute to the cultural and historical relevance of video games, unlike these rainbow-haired she-twinks that dominate the current landscape.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude! I would actually give you some money if you actually did the id one. Id Software.
Yeah. Oh,
No,
I did.
actually do Epic Games. If you can do Epic Games, if you can muster,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Or Apogee, with Commander Keen and all that stuff. I
would love to talk to Tim Sweeney, but go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. But I'd love to. I would love to. Well, that's the thing about LucasArts. I'd have to interview Tim Schafer.
Oh well. Do it for science. For science.
You'll probably have to talk to a sock.
Would it be
Yeah.
reasonable, just out of curiosity, if you're not doing this, I'm not trying to push you in any direction or anything. I'm just asking out of curiosity. Would you consider trying to do very small level game documentaries, say on individual indie games that like only had one developer?
Absolutely. That'd be fun. Like I could do. This is something I'd like to actually evolve my blog to do, which would be to. I've already started doing game reviews for my blog, and I realized I keep waiting for a gaming critic to come along to approach that will approach video games the way Roger Ebert approached movies, and I just decided rather than do that, I'm just going to do it. And yeah, I said I'm trying to be the game. I just said I'm trying to be the game equivalent of Roger Ebert, and if you don't like that, fuck you. But anyways,
you could do a documentary on Psychonauts too. You could do a documentary on.
Wait, I've got my documentary on Psychonauts 2 right here. See?
No, this is it right here, guys.
Wow.
You can do your documentary on Psychonauts 2.
What did he show? I didn't see it. What did he show?
Just a blank screen.
Oh.
Yeah. Here you go, Jordan. You can do a documentary on Psychonauts 2. There's his lead developer for the game.
Well, my main problem with Tim Schafer is that he worked with Jack Black on Brutal Legend, and I'm
Yeah.
concerned to come in contact with anyone that's had direct contact with Jack Black. It's just kind of a thing with me. But
So hold on. You hate Jack Black more than Tim Schafer?
well, he's just kind of like, put it this way: the fact that Tenacious D got a Best Metal Grammy tells me how badly the outside world views heavy metal. They still see it as mindless cartoon entertainment for little kids, rather than seeing it as a legitimate art form. So to me, when Jack Black gets up there and does his like his like douchebag metal tribute persona and everything.
Well, I
That
mean,
to me
still.
is like Amos and Andy
Yeah, I
offensive.
mean, they still see cartoons as for kids.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess you could say it's not the same thing, or
right.
is it? I don't know, but anyways.
Okay.
The reason why I was asking about sort of the small scale one developer projects is maybe one way you could get your foot back in the door is if you really establish yourself with these tiny small scale one developer kind of one shot little documentary glimpses
Yeah,
and you built up enough reputation, then there's a point where people kind of can't just deny you because they think you look funny kind of situation. When you develop enough rep that they, can't just shove you off, that it's like, oh, well, at this point, everyone knows this guy, and I kind of have a little bit of social pressure to not just give him the bird and walk away.
yeah. Well, that's one thing that would be nice, and it would be what I'd like to do with that is money is the ultimate thing, and I am trying to raise money on Patreon as well. That's not like a shameless plug, but I'm trying to raise money on Patreon as well to be able to evolve my channel into something more significant. And I would like, and I would like to. It comes down to money, and what I need is either money to fly me and my crew out to that location, or fly that person down to, I need money to set up a studio, a proper production studio here.
Nice light
in
mustache.
Atlanta. Do what?
Nice light mustache. Sorry, the light was kind of giving you a light mustache.
Oh yeah. This light. I got this light at Target, and I wanted this extra light to read by. Look at this. Who needs that much light to read by?
Wow.
Yeah, it's like Close Encounters of the Third Kind when the spaceship opens. My God. But but anyway, I want to do that, and I would love to do that. And realistically, the thing is, like, say it's one location that I'm going to film at one location for a weekend costs about $3,000. So it's just, that's where it's got to be like, people are like, I put up a video where I was trying to get $100 from per video for my Patreon, and people are like, why do you need $100? Living in squalor should be enough to keep you happy, comrade. And it's like, and it's like, well, first of all, because the stuff I want to do isn't cheap, and it's not cheap to get us to the level that we need to be commercially as Gamergate. And two, I want to get paid for what I do and live better because of what I do. Thank you very much. And we act like that's some kind of great taboo in this society. And who is John Galt?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, put it this way, like the production cycle. I want Cup's idea. I would love to do that. Love to do something like that to be able to finance it. Each vignette, each segment. I would need about $3,000 because you're talking about flying a 4-man crew out to a location. You got to get at least 2 hotel rooms for that. And then you've got to pay for food. You got to pay all of them. So that's the cheap.
My brother, I have the experience that my brother works in the cinematic world because his couple works as a director for underground scene movies, and it's pretty expensive. First of all, if you want to start from the root, first of all, crew. It's very
Yeah.
important that you need to have a crew with very has to be very trusty.
Yeah.
By
Yeah.
example, because for the leaks or just in case or just doing well the job of
Well,
a crew,
yeah.
either cameraman, either sound, either production, post-production, pre-production also. The
Well,
other one is about equipment. So
yeah.
yeah,
He
Yeah.
said
if
all
you
that.
think
He
that
said all
if you
that.
think that if you think that cinematography cost like $100, think twice.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, it's like there was a video. Phil Rose, the guy who always sounds like he's about to sneeze. Phil Rose made a video talking about how much better his production work was than mine on the Sarkeesian Effect, and I can't doubt it. His production quality is better. He was more established at the time, so I can't challenge him on that.
Mhm.
But when he was talking about the budget, he's like, "Here is a video I made for $48," and he says it costs $48, and it was video he shot of Occupy Wall Street. Okay, great. Well, why did it only cost $48? Because you already fucking live in New York, you asshole. You know, it's like I could have done something on Occupy Atlanta that would have looked decent. Just take my camera and go down there, and it would have looked all right, and it wouldn't have
Use
cost
the
me.
cell phone camera, for example.
Do what?
Using the cell phone camera, for example, someone
Yeah.
could say, "Oh, the cell phone cost $38, and yeah, that's the production value of
Yeah.
all this film. Give me money, 1,000, 10,000, $1,000,000." What?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, absolutely, absolutely. It's great. You know, I mean, it would be a great idea. I'd love to do it, and maybe I can restructure the my channel to do things like that. And I want to. I just need to get the numbers up. And the thing is, what people have to understand is, in order for the last, we have proven, it's Gamergate. We have proven that we can affect market value. We can affect market share for games when they come out. That you look like Honey Pop and Hatred and all of those games came out and exploded with popularity. I think Hatred literally exploded too, but they exploded with popularity. Whereas the games Anita Sarkeesian recommends, they flatline in sales. She doesn't impact the sales one way or the other. So we've proven we can do that. But what we also need to do is we need to get behind our commentators the way people get behind. They get behind Zoe Quinn and Anita Sarkeesian. And if people don't want to get behind me, fine, I understand. My stuff's not going to be for everybody. But we've got to develop, our fifth estate, so to speak, where there is we become an actual viable news source. Because why does Jim Sterling get invited to speak at these panels and everything? Who the fuck is he? Who the fuck cares? He's just a popular YouTuber, and he makes money on YouTube. That's what makes him relevant, and that's all it takes. People know if the YouTube channels develop enough, they will reckon with us, and that's the next step in this. We've made ourselves known. We've had our big "we're queer, we're here, get used to it" moment, and now we've got to. And people get pissed off when I say this because it's like, oh, you're just about the money. You don't care about the cause. It's like the cause isn't going to. We're not going to change things if the money's not coming in, if the money is not flowing into the people we support. Sargon of Akkad.
You can care about a cause and still make money from it.
Okay,
That's
continue.
not
Right.
bad.
Okay,
That's
continue,
Yeah.
Jordan.
Sargon, Sargon of Akkad makes $1,000 per video, which is awesome, and he should. He deserves to make $1,000 per video. But like, I have there's a guy who just did a commentary on the failure of the Sierra movie named Woz Lee, WOZ space LEE.
Yes,
Fantastic
yes,
YouTuber.
yes. Go check out his
Phenomenal.
shit, by the way, guys. It's
Yeah.
really cool.
Phenomenal YouTuber, criminally undersubscribed. He should be making, probably, for where he's at and the quality of his videos, he should be making at least $250 a video. That is not hard. It's like, okay, if you think about it, take $1, okay, $1 per YouTube video, and say, I'm going to invest $1 I'm going to invest $1 in supporting people. Send 25 cents for just 25 cents a day. Send 25 cents to to me, to Wasley, to whatever per video. And like, if you support my videos, I'm aiming to do 10 videos a month, for example. So if you support me at 25 cents per video, that's let's see. That's times 10. How many is that? I can't do the math off the top of my head, but it's like what, $2 or $3 a month, maybe 4 total. That you won't even notice that, and the quality of my videos will begin to expand exponentially. And then if enough people do that, I have 8,000 subscribers. If 8,500 subscribers. If all 8 now, I know probably 1,000 of them are people that are accounts from 7 years ago that people haven't checked in on lately. But if all 8,000 plus subscribers that I have gave 25 cents per video, one, yes, I would be rolling, and that would be awesome. But two, I would be able to I would have the money that I need to feature great indie games and indie developers. I mean, it would be an ethical breach because it's a game I'm working on. But there's a guy that hired me to do the soundtrack for an indie game. He's out in Oakhurst, out in California, and he's not really publicizing it heavily right now. When it comes out, it'll come out and everything. But we're doing the soundtrack right now, like. And it's a game that has like kind of like a classic RPG like Secret of Mana type interface, and it looks really good. It's really beautiful. Has like a great 16-bit Super Nintendo retro look to it, and I've been doing the soundtrack and having a blast with it, having a blast doing the soundtrack. And
maybe you could cover it not as like you're reporting on it directly, but sort of as showing your experience of working on a game, so from sort of a first-hand, almost like a very polished kind of blog type of
Yeah, I mean, just say, that's what's amazing. That's what's so difficult is like all of the social justice assholes don't understand that if they would just say full disclosure, the person I'm writing about's a friend of mine in their articles, this whole thing never would have happened, And
if you haven't noticed, they're not too bright. They're not too bright, these people.
No.
No, they're not.
I wonder just how many projects have been cancelled due by the same kind of bullshit.
Yeah,
I really honestly wonder.
I would imagine a lot. And one of the problems is, I think we've developed, and I know I will admit that I've contributed to this culture, but I think there is this default knee-jerk assumption now that like crowdfunding, people assume, probably because they've been burned so many times on crowdfunding, but they start to assume that somebody's going to, people are going to, they're crowdfunding, they must be trying to rip you off. Oh, they're crowdfunding, must be trying to rip you off. And it's like this. And the reason I say I may have contributed to that atmosphere is because, I was one of the people that pointed out how shady Anita Sarkeesian has been with her crowdfunding. But what people forget is that it's not, it's not just anybody that we're concerned about crowdfunding. The reason Anita Sarkeesian got everybody's attention was because the completion date for her project came and went, and she hadn't even started yet. And then months and months went by before this video came out.
Some might say, even. I mean, I like Sargon. Okay, I'm not trying to. Some might say that Sargon is a con artist because his game hasn't come out yet.
Yeah. Is Sargon doing a game?
Yeah, he's been doing.
Really?
He's had streams.
He hasn't talked about it a lot.
Yeah. Well, I actually had a while ago when I had more time. I'm busy nowadays with all the projects I'm doing. I am busy from the moment I get up to the moment I go to sleep, and but when I had more time, as a hobby, I was trying to teach myself Game Maker. Probably the most useful game design software ever. And I had actually created, this was when Anita Sarkeesian was at the height of her relevance, so it's too late to do it now, really. But I was working on creating a little simple top-down puzzle game, kind of like the Adventures of Lolo, but it was going to be called Legend of the Lust Princess. And instead of Legend of the Last Princess. And the idea was The idea was that you play as Anita Sarkeesian, and what gave me the idea was somebody made a little avatar, RPG style avatar of her character from Legend of the Last Princess, that stupid video game idea she had. They made an avatar of that and said, "This is open source. You can do whatever you want with it." So I had a really great animated, avatar to use for the game because I took that. And then I painted all the other graphics myself, and so like I had the opening sequence is her talking to, Jonathan McIntosh is laying in bed, sick and dying, and then she's talking to the doctor.
Oh wait, never mind. That's sad. Never mind.
Yeah, she's talking to the doctor, and the doctor explains to her, well, Jonathan was working on his the latest video, and when he took out the vat of cow manure that he uses in the videos, he accidentally inhaled some of it. And Anita says, "Wait, you mean?" And the doctor says, "Yes, I'm afraid so. He swallowed his own bullshit." And so,
Oh my god,
yeah.
dude,
well.
make that game. I'll play it.
Yeah, well, the idea is, so then there's only one thing. There's only one thing that can cure John, and that is you must go on this quest to get the ingredients for this concoction that will save his life. And you'll see where this is going. You must go get bread from the north, cheese from the south, ham from the east, lettuce and tomatoes from the west, and you have to make a sandwich.
No. If I may ask you, this thing will cure Macintosh, but will also make him smart enough to not believe her bullshit. Is that where you were going with this?
Well, basically the idea was you go on this quest, and when you finally get all of the items, she returns to the royal castle where Macintosh is laying in bed, and she says, "Darling, I brought the sacred ingredients. Your life shall be spared. I have traveled all this," and she recounts her adventures, and he says, "Cool story, babe. Now fix me a sandwich." That's the
I gotta get going. I've got to get going. Jordan, text me at some point later when you have some free time.
Sure, I will, and I have to get going as well. Listen, guys, absolutely great to talk as always, and I do need to get on because I'm running behind now. But thank you so much, and thank you for giving me your time. I really do appreciate
Yeah,
it.
get dressed.
On, Jordan.
Get dressed.
Thank you
Yeah,
for being
I
here.
think.
Oh God, he's freaking on camera.
Watch out, Leon.
And now Ryan is looking at me like, what the fuck?
I always love it when social justice warriors tell me I look like Gaston, and it is an insult. I'm
Oh
like,
my God. All right,
okay,
guys, I'll
guys,
see you
thank
all
you
later.
so much. Take care.
Bye.
See you later.
Have a good day.
That was nice.
Alright,
Very nice.
yeah, Jordan Owen coming on was a little bit of a surprise to me. I didn't know Jordan Owen was really coming on until like 20 minutes before the stream started. So yeah, we got to talk a little bit about that. So finally, you guys have a chance to say, what are your final thoughts on the whole thing that happened to Jordan?
Well,
Before
it's
I move
stupid.
into the topic.
My final thoughts. Start with you, Caveman. Caveman.
As I said, it's stupid. I mean, he was trying to make a documentary about it, about Bethesda, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys like excuse me, and these guys are like, you can do the documentary, you can do the documentary if you say sorry to our goddess Anita.
Yeah,
Basically.
that was total shit. That was total and complete bullshit. Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
Kiss her feet.
Hunter, you?
if you let me, I don't want to be very long because I just said the thing that I have to say, but I want to address one more thing. Please don't let this kind of shit ruins your dreams.
Yep.
It's not funny whatsoever. So
it's not.
yeah, keep fighting.
You, Porcelain, got anything to say about this whole situation?
It's just very, very sad, and it shows how, generation to generation, we always talk about how the past group was somehow really regressive and obsessed with censoring people that don't agree with them and stuff, and it just keeps continuing on and on. It just it metamorphosizes into a new form that we don't recognize as the old school. But here again, why don't they want to deal with him? It's because, he doesn't line up with certain sort of ideological points, not because they personally have had a bad instance with him. And it's just sad. It's just sad because, especially I would say with a lot of the people who founded Sierra, they're of a generation that was trying to get away from a lot of that, and it's just kind of sad to see them fall into that again.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they really know. I really don't even know. I think they, like how Jordan said it best. I don't even think they really know what they're doing. I don't think the people from Sierra, they really even know what they're talking about, what they're seeing, what's coming out of their mouths. I don't think they really know what Anita Sarkeesian truly is, because if they really knew that she actually took shit on their games, they wouldn't have been so defensive of her.
Well, I feel like they have to know something, because if they had full confidence in her, I think nobody would be defending her that hard. I mean, think about it really. Like, if somebody came out tomorrow and made a ridiculous claim that Pope Francis is a vampire, nobody would give them the time of day, because everyone would say, well, that's complete nonsense, go away. I feel like the way that they fight back against whatever's said about Anita so hard is actually telling that there's something they're not quite confident in with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that whole thing with Jordan Owens, it was, my opinion of this is it was a very terrible thing what happened and stuff like that, and I just hope I hope Jordan could recover from that and continue making documentaries. He's actually pretty good at
It feels
documentary
like
making.
he crashed in the last turn of the race
Yeah.
and didn't finish at all.
No,
It
but
was first all the
no,
time, and he crashed on the last
yes.
turn.
But
It's
he
not.
won't. But Jordan Owens could pick up from this. He could get back in. He could make other game documentaries and stuff like that. But he just has to forewarn him that there are people that spread lies about him and stuff like that. And that's all I could really say about this whole situation. Yeah. Go ahead, Portia.
I was just saying, well, that's why I was sort of pondering the smaller project kind of idea. Like, I mean, some examples would be the guy who made Undertale or the guy who made Five Nights at Freddy's, but talking to developers who are literally like one-man teams, make these very small projects to help build himself up a little, just to, try to get back in the game. I think if he can build up enough credibility, they won't be able to ignore him. But he has to start building in order to get there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, James Ross said it best about indie devs. He says, uh, mostly these indie games are made by one person, and hopefully they'll aspire to good careers other than a company full of laughing, joking numbnuts, aka LJN.
Oh,
Laughing, joking numbnuts. Oh, you don't get the joke, but it's just like hopefully, like for instance with the Jordan, hopefully he continues this up, and you always start out somewhere and stuff like that, and when he continues furthering himself, when he continues making more and more videos or more documentaries, maybe he'll get so good that he'll overshadow someone like Michael Moore. You just have to have a starting point
right.
something, and be better than Michael Moore at something. Like how James Roll said about Angry Video Game Nerd said about these indie devs might be better than a whole company full of LJ and laughing, joking numbnuts.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I insist. The dream will not be over by just because this shit happens. I trust that Sierra will realize what happened. Maybe not apologize in public, but he will realize what happened.
Mhm.
I trust them. Why not? Because from one day to another, having the brainwash is something happened.
And to let everybody know one last thing about Jordan Owens. Jordan Owens. He did, yes, he did do the Sarkeesian Effect documentary, but
So fucking what?
Don't attack him. He actually delivered on that. The one who you if you want to attack somebody, you're attacking the wrong person about that documentary. I'm just saying that right now to all the losers out there going after Jordan Owens, bitching about this. Because Monday Matt earlier did a video about Jordan Owens, about the documentary, about the documentary saying no to Jordan Owens. He did it and stuff, and a lot of people in the comments are bitching about saying, yeah, but he did the Sarkeesian Effect, so it makes it bad like that. And Monday Matt says, and they were attacking him about like asking for more money. Even Monday Matt says it. You're talking about Davis, not Jordan.
Well, oh, I lost my track. I don't. I was watching Spider-Man. I lost my track. No, I remember. Um, the thing of portray Sarkisian as a goddess because that's what's happening right now. I wanna make a call for history, and this is going to be kind of jolly, but it's true. Do you remember what happened with communism and
Yep.
Stalin and Gorbachev finally in the
Mm-hmm.
90s? What happened? They forced tautology to the point of being unbearable, and what happened next? Communists die.
Yep.
Still exist, but not as a big empire.
China.
Shit.
China is one of the
China
last
is,
holdouts.
something. China has been respectful, to be quite honest. Yeah, it has some issues, some problems, but I can respect China for that because
Mhm.
fuck is 1,200 million people. So yeah. Uh, the other about religion, Christianism, it was split in two times, and in the year 1000 in the year 1000 and the 1500 split in two parts. Now is being in downhill very quickly. What happened with Nazis? So yeah.
Okay.
Do you think that all this from of this portrayal of Anita Sarkeesian will last forever? I don't think so.
Mhm.
Maybe another people can endure this kind of bullshit situation that all men is evil. It comes from Satan and deserve death. They say they portray death as it was a game of chess. What are you thinking? That is not funny. That is not a game. That is a serious aspect. Maybe some people needs to live
Okay.
death very close, like a friend, a very close friend, like a brother, very close brother, or a parent, a
Mhm.
grandma, a grandpa. Maybe they need that kind of situation, and then, and just then, realizing that death is not something to play like a marionette, like a puppet.
Okay. All right. All right. I think. How long have I been streaming for? About 2 hours now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been about 2 hours now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it quits here for today's stream. I'm glad call it cuts. Call it a day for the stream. Yeah, I'm so glad, and I'm thanking Jordan Owens for being on the stream to give us his side of the story of what actually happened.
One of
Thank
the
you.
best streams, to
Yes,
be quite
yes,
honest.
one of my favorite streams. I had a stream where I've had a lot more viewers on, but that was just because I had a fight with AGG or helicopter guy. That's another story. But this one right here was possibly one of my more informative streams because Jordan Owens came on, gave his entire side of the story of what just happened. So yeah, I'd like to thank Jordan Owens for being on, Lisa for being on, Demented, Caveman, Manticore, Hunter, and of course Teacup. I've been your host, Leon Gunstill, and I'm going to be checking out. You guys want to say any final words before I close?
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. See you guys
And
later.
we